Welcome to my tutorial for the tops that you're seeing, the red version that I have on myself and this one. This is exactly the same top. I followed the tutorial that I made for you. The only difference between these two is that the one that I have on myself is fully crocheted with 3mm hook. The one that you can see here, the white one, is crocheted 3mm hook at the beginning, and then I switched to 4mm by accident, but it worked out pretty well. It's of course a little bit more see-through, but other than that there isn't a lot of difference. So by accident I tried out the tutorial on different hook size, and I can say that they work. So I think you can choose whatever you want to. This tutorial is a rectangle top, which means that you are working from top to the bottom, and it is created in one piece. I will walk you through every part of the process, including teaching you the stitches that are needed to do this. The only two things that you need to do, that you need to know before starting this tutorial, is how to put yarn on your hook and how to chain. Other than that, I will explain everything. The tutorial is also try it on as you go. So you will decide by yourself what size do you want exactly. I will tell you in which moments you need to do so. The first moment that is really important is deciding how much to chain at the top. And it fully depends on you, and if you want it to sit quite high on the neck, or if you want it to sit a bit lower, maybe to see your collarbones or something like that. But without further ado, let's start with the tutorial and I will tell you everything there. If you have a second and you could like this video, or click a subscribe, or even comment, I would be really appreciative, because it helps me to have more time to create more tutorials and videos for you. So for this tutorial, I'm using a 4mm hook and a Gaza baby cotton yarn that is a size 2. It's okay to change the sizes of the yarn though. The pattern should work for different yarns. But if you would like to have the same effect, information is here for you. We are starting with chaining, of course. Everyone will have a different amount of chains because it depends where do you want your cardigan to sit. I'm doing it quite close to the neck, so I'm doing it quite tight. So I already did one version, so I will redo exactly the same size. I will do 72 chains. You can just keep like chaining and trying it on and see how wide do you need, or how long your chain needs to be. When you have the amount that you would like to have, then we will meet and I will tell you the next step. Okay, so I chained 72, and now what you have to do, that I already did, is put stitch markers. Whatever the number of stitches you have, you need to divide it by 6, and then every 6 number that you got, put your stitch marker. So I have 72, so divided by 6 it's 12. Every 12 chain I'm putting 1 stitch marker, and this is what I'm left with. To visualize it, this is how our cardigan will look like. We will have, for me, 12 stitches at the beginning, 12 that will go over your arm, then 24 for the back, because back is double the length. Then I have 12 again for the arm, and last 12 here with the end for the front again. So this will be our cardigan. Will work now down. This is the top of it. If you would like your cardigan to have this little turtleneck that I had in the white top, I'm adding it a little bit later, so for now don't worry about it. Because this cardigan is, I think, this top, sorry, I keep saying cardigan, this top is quite beginner friendly, and I think a very beginner crocheter could do it as well. Then I will show all of the stitches that I'm using as well, so if you don't know them, you have the chance to learn and do it. So to do double crochet that we'll work with, you need to chain additional 2, then go around your hook with a yarn and put your hook into the 3rd chain. When you have it there, you need to take the yarn and with the yarn go out of the chain that you put your hook in. When your yarn is out of it, you have 3 loops on your hook. You need to take yarn one more time and go through 2 loops. Take your yarn one more time and go through 2 loops again. And now we will basically work non-stop with this stitch. At the end there we will need one more stitch, which is half double crochet, but it's very similar, as you can tell by the name as well. But let me show you at least 2 more times how to do this stitch. We are going firstly around the hook with your yarn. Put yarn in one of the next of your chain. Take the yarn there and take this yarn out of the chain. You have 3 loops on your hook. Take yarn, go through 2. Take yarn, go through 2. And one more time around the hook into the chain, taking yarn from there and going out with it. Take yarn, go through 2. Take yarn, go through 2. We continue doing exactly this until you hit the 1st marker, and then we will create corner. So we need to do something else there. But for now, let's keep crocheting double crochet, and then I will show you the next step. So I did 12 of double crochet. I'm on my 1st stitch marker. To create a corner, we need to do 1 more double crochet in exactly the same chain. So we will have 2 in 1 chain now. Now we need to chain 1 only, and then into the next chain we put 2 double crochet 2. And now you are continuing with only double crochet until the next stitch marker. I did another 12 double crochet. I hit another one of our stitch markers, so I will put 1 more double crochet in exactly the same chain. Then I'm chaining 1 and crocheting 2 double crochet into the next chain. Now when we created these 2, we are on our back side of the cardigan, so we need to do double the amount of double crochet. For me this is 24. For you it can be different amount. Just remember to not do a corner when you hit next stitch marker. You can just continue until you reach your 4th one, and then we'll create corner exactly the same way like we did last 2 times. If you put it like this, it should look something like a rectangle, but not a perfect one. To do next row, so we are on the 2nd one, we need to chain 2 first. So every row you will start with chaining 2 if you're working with double crochet. And now you guessed we are continuing with double crochet. Pay attention to where you're putting your hook though. So you can see this big gap in between stitches. This is not where we are working. We are working in this little gap right here at the top of your stitch. And if you put it there, you should have 2 loops at the top and 1 at the bottom, and this is when you are in a good spot. And then we are grabbing our yarn there and continuing with double crochet. Now you are ready to do a lot of rows by yourself, because we keep repeating and repeating until you almost hit your armpits. So I need to take my crochet piece and crochet a little bit, and for you I will show you in a second till when exactly you should keep crocheting in this exact way. Just one more thing before we go and crochet by ourselves. When you are doing next rows, really pay attention to let this one chain go and not put double crochet there. So we will keep having like this little holes on every corner, and you should have it like this. So you should keep this chain free. So on the row that you would like to create sleeves, you are crocheting normally with double crochet till the first corner, and then when you reach last stitch, you will chain number of stitches depending on how big do you want your sleeve to be. I am crocheting 12, and I am creating quite of a loose fitting sleeve. I really don't like when it's fitting tight on my arm, so I will just continue with crocheting 12 right now. Now I will take second corner right here, and I will crochet, double crochet into the first stitch after the corner. And now I keep crocheting, double crochet like I would normally. After putting like 3-4 in, I would recommend trying it on and seeing if this is the size of a sleeve that you would like to have. If not, just keep changing the number of chains you made here, so you have exactly the sleeve you would like to have. Now we will keep crocheting the whole back all the way until you reach next corner, and here we will do the same. So we are crocheting till the last stitch before the corner, we are chaining the same amount you chained here, and then we are skipping all of this and doing next double crochet in the last corner in the first stitch after the corner, and then you will be at the front. Then you keep crocheting exactly the same way like we were before, so you keep crocheting the double crochet stitch until you have the body length that you would like to have. So now we are creating whole body portion of the t-shirt. When you will do second row after creating the stitches, you just and you hit first chains, you just keep crocheting everything here like normally. Let me go around and show you how to do that exactly. So you can see right now that I'm on the second row of sleeve, let's say, or after creating a sleeve. So I hit the first chain that I made, and what I'm doing is I just keep doing double crochet in this chain. It's good to find the bottom of the chain, so the part where you can see one chain and not two, because this is the bottom and you're crocheting then in this part where there is only one chain, and the top part then will be with two. So the first one is a bit tricky. Okay, I got the first one, and then I just keep going with double crochet. I just finished the body part of my top. All that is left is the higher color. I'm doing the turtleneck color and the buttons as well. So let's start with turtleneck color. This is very straightforward because basically all we will do is add 2 rows of double crochet at the top. So you take your yarn and you attach it in the front, of course. You start with a chaining 2, and then you keep doing double crochet or around. So I will do 2 rows, then try it on, and then decide if I want to the third one as well. I did in the wide version, I did over top, I did 2 rows, but I was crocheting it with 4mm hook and not 3mm. So for this one, 2 might not be enough, but I will just see. And then you do 2 rows, and that's it when it comes to the turtleneck color. And then we will attach buttons together and also do the front ribbing. When you're finished with color, you can start doing the ribbing for the buttons. We will do it with half double crochet. I already did my first row just because I wanted to show you how it looks like, but I will show you how to do half double crochet stitch in a second as well. So you start from the top and you do double crochet 3 rows. The first one is the most important, and you need to really pay attention to where you are putting your hook. It's really important that you are putting your hook inside of this first stitch from the body or from the main part of the top, and not under it, because if you put it under it, you will create like those holes every second row. So we are putting it really in the stitch, not under. And I will now start the second row to show you how to do the half double crochet, because you already did double crochet all the way for the whole top. It's gonna be very easy. We start with chaining 1, not 2. We go with yarn around your hook, put the hook, remember, in the stitch, not under. Take the yarn there and go out of the stitch. Now we have 3 loops on the hook. We take the yarn and go through all 3. So the difference between double and half double crochet is that we go only once through the stitch and we go with the yarn through all 3 loops. So around the hook, in the stitch, take yarn there. You have 3 loops on the hook. Take yarn one more time and go through all 3. And that's it. And we are doing 3 rows like this. From the other side of the top, we will do 3 rows of half double crochet as well, but on the second row, we need to create buttonholes. So you need to mark where you want your buttons first, and then on this exact number of stitch here, we are chaining 1. So for example, I want my first buttonhole on the 4th stitch, so I did first 2. I'm doing my 3rd. Now here I want my buttonhole, so I will chain 1. I will skip this stitch and do half double crochet here now. And just like that, we created the buttonhole. We will then go 3rd row over it as well, so it won't have such a thin edge here. You need to check if the buttons you chose are fitting here. If you need a bigger one, you can chain 2 and then skip 2 stitches as well. So it really depends on your buttons, and if you have, on the other hand, very little buttons, you can always switch to smaller hook for the stitch right before the buttonhole, chaining 1 and right after, and do this everything around the hole a bit smaller with smaller hook, or pulling it tighter and then it should be okay for a smaller hook as well. This is basically the last thing, the last step that we need to do, beside of course sewing in the buttons as well. The very last thing I am about to do is at the edge, at the top, because we added here these rows for buttons, so it doesn't look as nice and aesthetic here, and it's not coming together. So I will do one row of half double crochet at the top here, all around the neck, so it just looks a little bit nicer. And that's it then.